Okay, hey guys, welcome to this very brief video. I know I haven't been posting a lot on YouTube lately. I've been trying to come up with better content to show about movies, about things that I love watching, not only movies but TV shows and so on and so forth. So I'm just new at this, so I'm pretty much trying to go along with it. I'm awful at planning. I'm not really a great planner, as you can see. I tend to plan as I go, and because I tend to plan as I go, this week, as you can see, this very T-shirt, very pretty, beautiful T-shirt, should give you a hint that what we're going to talk about, aside from the title of this video, is a Spider-Man special. Spider-Man special. Yes, 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 that's right. Now, what is this Spider-Man special? I actually don't know, really. I thought about making a little bit of I made I made a podcast about everything you need to know about Spider-Man. Just sort of like an overall, origin, background, context about Spider-Man, who he is, where he comes from, where his powers come from, who created the character, and so on and so forth, and the different sagas there have been, or reboots there have been throughout, this millennia. And because I've already talked about all of those things, I'm not gonna talk about it again. I'm gonna leave the links down below so you can go check out the podcast and you can hear it. And well, hopefully you like it. And if you do, please share as well as this video and this channel as well. Although it has very few little videos, but I promise more are on the way. Now back to Spider-Man. This week is the big premiere. Spider-Man No Way Home lands on cinemas in US this Friday. In Argentina, which is exactly where I'm living right now at the moment, on Thursday. So, I promise I probably, on my Twitter account, I will not be spoiling the movie for you if I go and watch it on Thursday, hopefully so. But I believe this is one of the most anticipated films of Marvel's in, like in a quite a while now. I mean, let's remember this year we had Black Widow, but that well, actually that movie went to both the cinema, theater, and also Disney Plus. But we also had Eternals, and we also had Shang-Chi, The Legend of Rings, of the Ten Rings, right? Am I saying it right? I think I am. Anyway, but by far, Spider-Man No Way Home has to be one of the most anticipated by a lot of movie fans, Marvel fans, and Spider-Man fans alike. Why? Why is it so anticipated? Because there have been so many rumors surrounding this movie about who might show up or who might not show up, who might be there, who's gonna like blow our minds just to be there on screen. And rumor has it that, well, first of all, this is a multiverse type of movie. Spider-Man is going to introduce the multiverse to Marvel. Now, if you remember, there was an animated film called Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse where we had different versions of Spider-Man. The main one, played by Miles Morales, was actually the character, not Peter Parker, and he was just a teenager. Peter Parker actually shows up in the movie, but he's more of an older version of Spider-Man. We also had Spider-Gwen. We have, I believe it's Spider-Porky. We had, there were different versions of Spider-Man in that film. Now, coming from different alternative realities. Now, what the movie is going to do, this new Spider-Man movie, the third movie in this new reboot, is going to introduce the multiverse. Peter Parker and Doctor Strange, they are going to have some fun. They're going to go on a little adventure there, and they're going to probably mess up with the timeline or with the universe and they're going to explore the multiverse. Now, why is this the reason why a lot of people are, like hyping about, like really crazy about? Because rumor has it, like I said, there won't be only one Spider-Man. There would be three Spider-Man, and other than Tom Holland's Spider-Man, the other two might be Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield. That's what everybody's expecting. That's everybody's theory. That's even the IMDb page list as the cast both Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield to reprise the role. Nothing was confirmed though. Nothing was official. They didn't even show up in the trailers. What was made official was that Electro from the from the first reboot of the Andrew Garfield saga, will reprise the role played by the same actor. The same for Green Goblin and Dr. Octopus for the first three movies by, the Tom Maguire movies. So, because they're returning, a lot of people are speculating, and a lot of people, myself included, and I want to see that on screen, is that, Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield will actually be a part of this film. And that, honestly, would be amazing. It will blow everybody's minds. But again, I do want to clarify, this is still a rumor. There's also other rumors like the Daredevil, Matt Murdock's Daredevil from Netflix, which actually they can use now. Marvel can use those characters, and they can use the same actor. Will also be in the film as Peter Parker's lawyer. Again, he never showed up he was not in the movie. There is still a lot of speculation. Not only him, but also Kirsten Dunst, who was Tobey Maguire's Mary Jane Watson, and many, many more. And the speculations all come from different leaks, photos, allegedly photos from set. Not only that, but the fact that the timing of the actors being in LA or the studio where it was being filmed, or they were doing reshoots, they were there. So we'll have to wait and see. Honestly, I honestly don't know if they will show up. I'm hoping that they do. I really, really do. But I wouldn't be surprised also, and I will probably be a little bit disappointed because I'm a hardcore Spider-Man, fan, I mean, in Marvel, I have a special attachment to Spider-Man because it was the first superhero movie I saw in theater. Not only first movie, but the first trilogy of superhero that I went to the theaters, to the cinema to watch it. And the first time that I saw it, it just blew my mind. Sam Raimi's Spider-Man trilogy, in my opinion, is the best. I know that a lot of people might love Andrew Garfield and Tom Holland more, perhaps. I think they all bring something different to the character, but Tobey Maguire's interpretation of the comic book character, I think, in my opinion, is one of the most loyal there is. Like, it's more of a better, or not better, but just a more how can I put this, in essence, the essence of Peter Parker is more, you can see that more with Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man than with the others. Why? Because right, I completely went off track here. I was gonna say that what I thought they could do instead of having Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield is the fact that Tom Holland might be playing their versions as well, Tobey Maguire's and Andrew Garfield's. Now, that would blow. That would suck. But now back to what I was saying before. Like I said, I think it's more loyal. Tobey Maguire's version is more loyal to the comics, because in this movie, I think it's the trilogy is the perfect everything. How can I put this? It's not just a superhero movie like some filmmakers or people say. It's art. And you can see that it's art. It wasn't just randomly planned. It's like, oh, superhero movie here, action, yada yada yada. No, they actually took the time. There was character development, I believe, and there's heart there. There you can see that there's heart in these first three movies. Not that there wasn't in the other reboots. Well, that actually is the OG. That's the original, but in the other reboots there wouldn't be, or there isn't any heart in them. But in the first movie, you can see that Peter Parker struggles financially, and you can see that that version is more loyal to the comic book versions than having Andrew Garfield, Spider-Man, or Peter Parker, with the skateboard. Not so much worried about getting a job or all of that. Whereas Peter Parker, Tobey Maguire's Peter Parker, actually does worry about getting money, trying to get a job, or trying to cash in when he gets his superpowers, and to buy a car that he wants to take Mary Jane on a date, struggling when he goes to college to pay for rent. You can see the shitty apartment where he lives, the crappy apartment where he lives. And I mean, you can see that there's more to it than just fighting aliens and other unearthly threats that of like Tom Holland's Spider-Man. Not again, I want to clarify. I'm not saying that Tom Holland's Spider-Man is bad. Not at all. In fact, I think he's the more athletic version, the one that has more the skills. Physically, he's in good shape. He's closer to the age of Peter Parker's, like in the comic books. But then again, he's not that close to Peter Parker's true struggles, financial, economical. I mean, he is, after all, he was vetted by Iron Man, by Tony Stark. So there isn't much, of a struggle of financial, crisis. More of other struggles, which are completely valid. But I have a special connection with Tobey Maguire's trilogy, and in fact, I believe if I'm probably gonna go back and watch all the movies before I watch. Before I go to the cinemas and watch Spider-Man No Way Home. So anyways, I do want to close in. I guess this is just some opinions, some thoughts about what might happen and why I'm psyched about this movie. It would be amazing to see 3 Spider-Mans. If not, well, it is what it is, so be it. Life, has a way of letting you down so much sometimes that you just can't. No, just kidding. And I hope I can see more of Tom Holland. I do. I hope I can see more of Tom Holland as Spider-Man. I think we will. I'm pretty confident that we will. I think this is just just a stage that he's closing in high school and all that. Maybe we'll get to see him more in college, perhaps joining Young Avengers. Who knows? I'm looking forward for Venom versus Spider-Man. It has been, for those of you who have not seen the second episode, the second movie of Venom. There's a cameo, Tom Holland's cameo in the one of the last scenes, credit scenes, and he shows up. So yeah. And lastly, before I go, I do want to thank Tom Holland and everyone on Marvel for making this film and making it possible. I think you guys have been fantastic and you've had a great run, and I think that the fact that you made possible for Spidey to swing about with the Avengers and defend Earth, I think that was amazing. So kudos to you, and hope all the best for the movie, and I will be watching, and see you soon.